This is news that has shocked the royal family and indeed the world.
Yeah, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan, they're said to have only heard about the diagnosis shortly before the news was made public. And in a brief statement last night, they said they wish health and healing for Catherine.
They added that they hope that Catherine and the family could heal privately and in peace. So, could Catherine's diagnosis bring the family back together? Joining us now to discuss this is royal reporter Sarah-Louise Robertson. Good morning, Sarah-Louise.
Good morning
what
to you
did
both.
you make of Harry and Meghan's statement last night?
I thought it was interesting, the use of the word privacy, when they have been anything but private when it comes to talking about members of the royal family. Particularly a lot of that trolling you were alluding to earlier has come from members of the Sussex squad, as they're known as, their followers. But anyway, it's good that they have reached out and said something, and I think when a crisis like this happens, it can often bring families back together. And the fact that Prince Harry has reached out to his brother, Prince William, they've had personal contact for the first time. Yes. So Harry made contact last night with William. I think there's been some text messages, some exchanges. And the fact that that has happened shows that there could now be maybe a thawing and a bit of an olive branch between the two families. And I think, wouldn't it be lovely if Harry could just make that apology? This is the time where you have to put all that bad blood behind you and just come together as a family. Catherine's diagnosis has just puts everything into perspective. The silly things that they were feuding about seem so futile. I mean, they were so petty anyway, but even more now, that just shows that to be the case, and it's like time to get serious and be a family. So I think this would be really lovely if there could be a thawing between William and his brother. Let's just start with those two, and let the two brothers try and come back together. But it would require Prince Harry making a full apology and saying, look, I'm really sorry for everything that I've
I think that's what William wants, isn't it?
Yeah, if he could do that, if he could be the bigger man here, and maybe he has, and says, look, I'm really sorry for what we've done. I regret all of it. We just want to be there now for Catherine, for you, and to help the family. That would be incredible. Well, that would be wonderful.
So. And perhaps Catherine will be the secret ingredient here for these brothers, because we know that Catherine and Harry had such a close relationship, didn't they, when he was a single man?
Yeah.
The three of them were always together, weren't they? So perhaps she will be the secret to those two brothers coming back together.
That's correct, Ellie. And Prince Harry always said Princess Catherine was the big sister he had never had. He'd always wanted a sister growing up. And she sort of came in and fulfilled that role. And they were such a tight unit. They really were. And him and his brother, Harry and William, were such a tight unit. And they were the three. And they always wanted Harry to meet somebody so they could be the Fab Four. And they were welcoming of Meghan, despite everything that Meghan and Harry have claimed otherwise. They were welcoming of Harry finding a love and getting married and moving on with his life. And then obviously everything went wrong, as we've seen. But I think this could be great now for them to just be able to come back together, or at least for Harry and his brother to come back together, that can happen. And I know Harry will be so distressed that this has happened to Catherine. He will.
Because, you know, Sarah-Louise, what struck me yesterday was that obviously I felt for Catherine, I thought of the children. Those were the first two people I thought of. And then I thought of Prince William, because he must feel so much pressure now with his king, obviously, in the cancer diagnosis.
Hugely.
His wife and her cancer diagnosis. We had this slimmed down monarchy.
And do you know what, as well?
Yeah.
William and Harry, of course, grew up without their mother. They lost their mother young. And I was thinking, is William now looking at his own kids, fearing that his own children would potentially be growing up without a mother as well?
Yeah, well, they've always... That shadow has always hung over those two lads' lives. It has. And that's why they were always each other's rocks and each other's backbones. And then, obviously, the split came. But now, as you say, William is carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. So he does need someone to be a rock in his corner, because he's having to be a rock for everybody else. But who's Prince William got?
This is what I was thinking last night. This is when you would lean on your brother.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so sad that he doesn't have that brother there.
And that's what I thought. This is the time now that he needs Prince Harry to come in and just help and just shoulder some of that responsibility, but also that emotional burden. So William's got someone trusted that he can phone up and say, look, this is happening. I'm having a really bad day. You know, and just go and have a drink with, just that brotherly love.
But Harry really did blow up that trust, didn't he?
He did, completely.
It must be such a challenge for William to let him back in.
I mean, I'm not saying there could be any thawing between Meghan and Catherine yet. I think we're...
Small steps, as you said.
Very small steps. Let's just start with the brothers.
Yeah.
That's what we need to start with, is just getting the brothers back together and take it from there. But hopefully this can be the start of maybe a positive can come out of this horrible, terrible situation, which has shocked all of us. It really has, to the core.
No, it's so nice. Thank you so much, Sarah-Louise. Good to see you this morning.
Thanks.